Welcome to the April 2024 Las Vegas Real Estate Report. In this video, I'm going to cover the March Las Vegas area housing stats, talk about home prices are on the rise, why that is happening to us here locally, and here locally as well as nationally, interest rates are staying high. I want to cover again why that's happening. What's happening in the new construction market? There's definitely some things changing here with inventory and builders starting to maybe not offer as many incentives. We'll talk more on that, and then finish up with where are the opportunities if you're thinking of selling or buying right now. My name is Jan O'Brien, along with my co-team leader, Cosmo Marabi. You can subscribe right here on YouTube if you're watching this video. We're over on TikTok and in Instagram as well. We have a great team of local area experts that are covering the entire valley. Make sure you reach out to whoever might have sent this video to you. They can take care of all your real estate needs. All right, let's dive in. So what happened to the median sales price for single family homes? Well, it went up $465,000 after several months of it staying right around 450 near the end of last year, practically about the last 5 months of last year. We have seen significant increases, and it has a lot to do with inventory staying low. So 465,000 was actually up 9% year over year. We always compare year over year. Units sold was down 11% from last year at 2,082. So there's demand, but not the demand that we're used to in coming into a spring market due to the high interest rates, obviously. New listings, 2724 brand new listings for single family came on the market, which is actually up 6% year over year. And the big number is the units available. So with not a lot of inventory, significant inventory coming on the market. And that's simply because if you're a seller listening locally, it's very hard to go to sell your home and give up that low, usually sub 4 interest rate. Totally understand that. That's why most people around the country aren't moving and waiting to see what happens with the market. So that combined with maybe not as much demand, but steady enough demand is keeping the units available down low, 33, 23 at the end of March. The statistics down here, if you're interested in looking at the townhomes, well, I talked for a moment about 26.1% of all sales in March were cash. That's actually down a few tenths of a percentage point. It's usually the month before it was around 29%. And distressed properties continue to only be less than 2%, right around 1% of all sales in the month of March. I like to show this chart because it just shows perspective for all of the months of 2023 and what's happened so far in the first 3 months of 2024. So you can see, if we just stay with the median sales price for a moment in this column, we started out January 2023 at 425. And we ended up, and here's where I was talking, 450 from September. It actually dipped down a little lower in January. So we were right 450, 445. But now for the last 2 months, we've gone to 460 and 465. And everything right now is indicating that the month of April would probably stay here if it doesn't creep up just a little bit. I like to track the median versus the average sales prices. This is a little bit more of a stable number to follow. And if we just look at the number of solds, we had a little uptick in March. It was really off there in January and February. Remember, solds are what went under contract 45 to 60 days prior, 30 to 60 days prior to this chart is when things were going under contract and then showing up here. New listings, we generally see a lot. We did see an uptick in listings in January. It was very low there, as it typically is seasonally for November, December. 2432, 2353. It went up a couple hundred, which is just not enough to pick up the inventory to bring the prices down anymore, plus that coupled with the interest rates. So availability also kind of showing you from a year in January, 5450. That's how many homes were on the market without an offer at the end of January 23. And then we fast forward to where we are now, and we continue to see that there's a crunch on inventory. There's only 3323 homes at the end of March to choose from that didn't have an offer on single family around the valley. So that brings me to mortgage rates. Well, the bottom line on mortgage rates is, if you go back and look at the previous reports that I did, and that we do every month on this channel, the Fed was talking about at the end of the year having up to possibly 6 cuts. Well, here we are. First quarter's gone. As I record this, we're into almost the end of the April month, and everything is pointing towards maybe not, if maybe 1, maybe 2, but who knows if we're going to have the Fed change the short-term interest rate, which does have an ultimate impact on the interest rates for the mortgage industry. Basically, you can look back here on this chart and see the reds mean the rates got worse, and the green means they improved. But bottom line, if you look back down here on the 5th of April, they're right around 7%, 7.01. And as of the 29th of April, they were 7.43. I think we hit a high of about 7.5. We use these numbers coming from Mortgage News Daily. It reports this is conventional fixed, but you can also see FHA and VA over here, which is usually about a half a point lower than the conventional. And this is just showing interest rates surveyed by lenders across the country without offering any points. Now, you can obviously get a lower interest rate if you're willing to pay points, or you can get the seller through our negotiation, either the builder seller or the regular resale seller, to offer some concessions. That's all part of what we do to negotiate. So they've been hovering right around 7.4, 7.5 for conventional no points. But let's go over here and talk about what that does to your payment and why it's so important that if you are considering purchasing right now, to reach out to us so we can counsel you, get you to talk to one of our lenders, and really have a conversation about your buying power at the moment and what we could possibly do to bring that interest rate down. Because if you believe the interest rates are ultimately going to come down, which we all hope that they do, we'll have to see what happens with that. And it's all about the inflation reports, the what's happening in the economy, the jobs report. Those are what is making the interest rates fluctuate, sometimes on a day-to-day basis. There's always some report coming out. And in a nutshell, we've been resilient. The economy is doing well. Jobs are doing good, and that is negative for the interest rates coming down. And the Fed does not want to cut rates and have people go out and spend more than they're spending now and cause inflation to go up worse than it is. So for the past several months, it hasn't been trending down like it had been. It's kind of staying stubborn, if not ticking up a little bit, depending on which report you're looking at. But let's just say that you want to get a loan for $400,000, okay? And the rate for you today is 7.5%. This is a chart to show you the difference in what just bringing it down a half a point or a point is going to do, how much more home you can buy, or how you can stay at the $400,000, basically not sales price, that is your loan amount. So add your down payment to get what the sales price is, but you're borrowing $400,000 at 7.5% interest just for the principal and interest. It's $2,797, almost $2,800. Now we need to add taxes and insurance to that, and depending on your loan, you might have to pay our mortgage insurance premium. Now, if we're up here and we can get your interest rate down to 6%, which we're able to get right now with some of the builders still, you can get, the builder will pay to buy your interest rate down to, let's say, 6%. You can go from $2,797 principal and interest to $2,398. So $400 a month in your payment is why understanding and tracking the interest rates is so important. But reach out to us and let us help you with that. Figure out what your particular circumstance is. Again, get qualified by a lender, and then take a look at what's available out there that, we'll definitely like to have a conversation with you to see if it's even possible. So where are those buyer opportunities? Inventory is low, but this is what I've been reporting on for months. And we're out in the field every day looking at resale and new homes, working with buyers and sellers. The reality is this: if a property comes onto the market and it has been updated and it looks beautiful, especially right now if it has a pool, it gets a lot of offers on it. It has a lot of people looking at it because everyone's looking at the same properties. And when they come on the market, and the photos look great and it's in great shape, and maybe it's a 20-year-old home, but it's been updated and has new modern cabinets and flooring, everybody wants to buy that because most people, unless you happen to be in the construction business or you like doing fix-ups and renovations, most people walk into a home. These are the ones where they're sitting on the market and you have an opportunity. They've been on the market 30, 60, and sometimes longer because the price is a little high and people don't want to do the renovation. So if you're that kind of person, there are definitely opportunities out there for properties that have been on the market longer than 30 to 60 days. The great properties where there's a lot of activity and demand, then you have to be ready to be competitive with it. Okay. Now with new homes, the new builds, the builders are definitely controlling the inventory. They're slowing it down, but they saw a month or so ago an uptick in people getting just ready to get out there and buy, mainly because they advertise a lot of incentives where they'll pay your closing costs or they'll pay so much toward bringing your interest rate down. Many of them are still doing that. But everyone that we talk to, and we have a lot of relationships with the on-site sales agents, trust me, the builders are looking for the opportunity when the interest rates finally do come down, whether that's later this year or into next year, they will definitely and drastically cut back on the incentives that they offer because they don't have to, because people will be lining up to buy the houses. So the predicament that we're in, everyone, is many of you that are maybe watching this or watch the news or do anything, you're waiting for the interest rates to come down and you're waiting for the market prices to come down. And right now, due to low inventory, high interest rates, and even though we have higher interest rates, we're still selling homes. With that in mind, the prices are going up. They are only going to go higher if and when the interest rates come down, and the bottom line is there's not enough inventory, meaning not enough homes come onto the market, and tons of people jump back into the market. Prices are going to go up, not down. And you may have a nicer interest rate than you would today at 7.4, but you're also going to have to compete and maybe pay higher price, and it's all going to kind of come out. That's why it's important to, if you really want to look at buying a home now, to reach out to us so that we can compare all of that and help you understand. If you're a seller in the Las Vegas area considering selling, you definitely can wait. You can wait till the rates come down more, where there'll even be more people battling for your home, especially if the home's in great shape. Now, if your home's not updated and it's still in decent shape, we just have to be competitive with it. Again, if it needs a lot of updating, you just need to price it accordingly and you'll be able to get it sold. But remember, if you're trying to sell and then turn around and buy, right now might be very good, because if your home's in great shape, you can get a competitive offer, maybe get multiple offers. We can help negotiate that for you, and then we can still go negotiate a deal while there's still not a ton of people out buying up all the houses. All right, so that is it for the April update on the March numbers. Again, follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Until next month, make it a great and productive month, and let's hope that the interest rates start coming down for everybody.